I am Norman Gobin. Here are your stories. Locally, breaking news: a bandit was moments ago shot dead at the Stabroek Market Square after he attempted to rob a married couple. Another perpetrator was also injured during the process, while a third suspect has escaped. The media was informed that a couple was at the market to purchase items for Diwali when the woman, who was wearing gold jewelry, was confronted by one of the thieves. The perpetrator reportedly tried to snatch her gold chain. During the process, a shot was fired, killing one of the bandits and injuring the other. Investigations are still ongoing. This is a developing story. The Guyana Tourism Authority, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, will be launching an app which will be able to keep track of visitors in the country, mainly to ensure their safety. This was disclosed on Monday by the head of the GTA, Kamrul Baksh, during the launching of Tourism Awareness Month. According to him, the launch of the app is one of the innovative strategies developed by the GTA and the ministry to promote Guyana's tourism sector. The GTA head further noted that the app will have a tracking ability which can determine a visitor's location, especially when they are traveling to remote areas. This, he noted, is in order to ensure their safety. The Czech Republic is keeping a close eye on developments in Guyana and has expressed a strong interest in supporting the revitalization of Guyana's sugar industry. This was communicated by Peter Kavan, the Czech ambassador to Cuba, when he engaged Guyana's ambassador to Cuba, Halim Majid, on Tuesday. According to a press release, the ambassador Kavan explained that his country produces various kinds of tractors, trucks, and equipment related to the sugar industry, among other things, and that he would be happy to engage the Guyana Sugar Corporation, Gaisuco, on the matter. And now in the region, on Tuesday, November 2nd, the Republic of China, Taiwan, donated a special fund to the Ministry of Health to purchase additional equipment and supplies for the health sector in St. Kitts and Nevis. And this is to help strengthen the country's COVID-19 response capability, demonstrating Taiwan's firm commitment to the Federation. Resident Ambassador Michael Chow Zhong of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to St. Kitts and Nevis presented the check to Akila Byra Nisbet, Minister of Health. The check is a significant donation for the procurement of supplies to equip the field hospitals and also represents the balance of funds after the acquisition of vaccines earlier this year and 2 refrigerators for the storage of the Pfizer vaccine. And now internationally. The Federal Reserve has outlined plans to withdraw the billions of dollars it has been pumping into the economy during the pandemic. Since the start of the COVID crisis, the U.S. Central Bank has been buying $120 billion worth of bonds every month to help keep borrowing costs low. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said he expected economic growth to strengthen over the rest of the year. However, he said the Fed can be patient about raising interest rates. The Fed's purchases of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities would be scaled back by $15 billion this month, Mr. Powell said following a two-day meeting of the committee which sets Fed's policy. The U.S. economy has rebounded as the vaccine rollout has allowed shops, restaurants, schools, and workplaces to reopen. But supply chain difficulties and staff shortages have meant that businesses are struggling to meet the growing demand, and prices have been rising at their highest rate for 30 years. At least 20 countries have agreed to end financing for fossil fuels project abroad, a UK official told the CNN, in a deal expected to be announced on Thursday. Another source close to the COP26 climate summit negotiations said that the U.S. was party to the agreement. Officials at the U.S. State Department did not immediately respond to the CNN to confirm the country's involvement. Several countries had already agreed to end international financing for coal, but this agreement would be the first of its kind to include oil and gas projects as well. The deal represents a change in norms that would have been unthinkable a few years ago. A climate finance expert at the think tank at E3G told CNN, "We've seen this go from the niche to frontier concepts to the core of the mainstream." And now in sports. Some news out of the T20 World Cup. India kept their slim hopes of reaching the men's T20 World Cup semifinals alive with a crushing 66-run win over Afghanistan. Facing elimination if they lost a third successive game, India made a stunning statement as Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul shared a majestic opening stand of 140 in Abu Dhabi. Rohit made 74 off 47 balls and Rahul 69 off 48. Before Pant and Hardik Pandya sustained the onslaught to carry India to 210 for 2, the highest score of the tournament. Afghanistan never looked capable of chasing to 11, and their ambition turned to limiting the severity of defeat to protect their superior net run rate, which determines who progresses if multiple teams finish equal on the same points. After slipping to 69 for 5 in the 12th over, Karim Jannat and Captain Mohammed Nabi, who scored 42 not out and 35 respectively, helped Afghanistan reach 144 for 7. The margin of victory keeps India in a thrilling three-team race with Afghanistan and New Zealand for the second semi-final spot behind Group 2 leaders Pakistan. New Zealand will go through if they beat Namibia and Afghanistan, regardless of other results. But if the Black Caps lose either game, India, who faced Scotland and Namibia, will qualify if they win both their games and overhaul Afghanistan and New Zealand's run rates. And now in local sports, the Ministry of Education has received the second donation of 50 tables for tennis from the People's Republic of China through its embassy here in Guyana. The gift is aimed at promoting the sport of table tennis in schools. The equipment was handed over today at the National Center for Education Resource Development, NCERD. Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan has said the world has moved past dividing sport and academia. She said the Ministry of Education is working hard to incorporate sport and what used to be considered extracurricular activities into the academic curriculum, because the benefits have been tremendous. Minister Manichan said the 50 tennis tables and complimentary rackets and balls will go to 50 schools, and the ministry would ensure that the hinterland high schools and primary tops are the first beneficiaries, since they are often left behind. And that's the news at this time. Special credits to Guyana Chronicle, Newsroom, iNews, Caribbean News Service, Caribbean News 360, BBC, and CNN. You can visit www.realfmgy.com for these stories and more.